Hey, thanks for joining us, guys, here at the Dad Life and Gaming podcast. So, to get things started off, my name's Rob. I'm a special guest. They let me do the announcements today. But before we get too far into it, let's go ahead and announce who we are.
Yeah, I'm Jonathan, Nightmare, as you all know. This is my stream, and happy to have Rob back as a special guest. Returning special guest. He's like, what, the most senior now of our guest?
Mm-hmm.
Take that title.
I'm Jay. My gamer tag on Xbox is Crypt Nurse. On PlayStation is Nightingale J. And just so that everybody knows what you're in for, I'm currently on my third Red Bull, so let's have fun.
Sugar free.
No, just carb free. Trust me, there's plenty of sugar.
Yeah. And it's Mike back, y'all.
It's been one hell of a week, hasn't it, guys?
Mike, you just sound so enthused to be here this week.
Yay, I'm so freaking tired, and I'm looking at my gummy bears like, yeah, that'd be a good idea right about now.
You want to get those gummy bears, aren't you?
Actually, yes,
Okay.
yes, I am.
Seriously, John, you're the one controlling the soundboard. Do you have a loop of that Gummy Bear song for him?
Oh, don't start that shit. Do not.
Mm-mm.
Oh, man. Anyways, we got a good podcast, a lot of news in the gaming world. If you want to call it world, it's more like a flat, like, was those people called? The flatters?
The Flat Earthers?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Don't even get me started on that.
But first of all,
It's so goddamn sour.
some a little bit of personal roundabouts. I know Jay's been working his ass off here lately and looking at full time now.
Oh.
Getting there, yeah. But actually, if you want the personal note, my best personal note is that I am finally this Tuesday going to see my daughter for the first time in 3 months.
That's amazing.
So
That's
that
awesome.
is by and far the best news I've had, and pretty much the only reason that I'm still moving forward because I have that Tuesday visit to look forward to.
Yeah, like I said, like chin up, just keep on trucking, and things will work out for themselves.
I should have not done that during the podcast. Oh,
Red shirt him.
don't redshirt me. Oh,
Mike!
and it was lemon. It was lemon, and it was sour lemon, and it was sour. Oh.
Well,
Oh, this is gonna be a fun hyper news minute.
the on my end, whew, man, I found out Tuesday that the recording for my magistrate hearing was not recorded, and that's what the judge needs.
Fail.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
the whole day was scrapped. They said. I was like, oh, so I'm basically screwed, right? It's like, nah, you just submit a form that's like 20 pages long to the judge with that email that you got. I was like, why can't I just send him the email, make it easy?
No. That just makes too much sense.
Well, the
Because
thing,
you're the dad, so it doesn't get to be easy.
yeah, and that's what I was thinking too, is because like I had to pay for the transcript, which could have been God knows how long. We were there for like an hour and a half, so it probably would have been like $100, $200. So I just hope that he's like not like, oh, there's no transcript, so screw it. I don't care. Let's just dismiss the case. Blah blah blah. That's the last thing I need. But as always, in the little front part of our little podcast, we have our hyper moment with Mike.
Traveling through hyperspace ain't like dusting crops, boy.
All right, so we have actually a pretty fun one this week. Sorry about last week; it was just too much to handle. So, starting off, that time I got reincarnated as slime has been greenlit for a second season. Another 20 to 25 episodes. Spring 2020, so look forward to that. recently there was an indie showcase, and it announced about 30 games. So feel free to check that out on the official Nintendo YouTube channel. Pokemon TCG has announced their next set, Unbroken Bonds, as a follow-up to Tag Team. Google has announced Stadia as their gaming streaming platform. For any more information on that, please stay tuned, as we will be discussing that in length.
Disgusted.
Secure. Disgusted. I'm disgusted right now. I just ate a sour lemon CBD gummy, and it's like, oh my god, my face is about to fall off. Sekiro Shadows Die Twice released, so if you have played it, quiet about that, because I'm going to talk about that later too. Walmart wants to get into the streaming game. No details have been announced yet, but it is an official statement that they do want to try. Cuphead and Castle Crashers are coming to the Switch. Castle Crashers will be the first one, and Cuphead is said to launch in April. And that is your News Minute.
Hey, to be fair, Snoop Dogg can get in on the streaming game. Why can't Walmart?
Well, Snoop Dogg's making a streaming team. They want to do stuff like Twitch.
Oh.
Also, quick little thing. MKX11 or MK11, Noob Saibot, Kodokan, and Shane Tsung have been announced.
And closed beta.
Oh, Jackie Bridge. It wasn't closed beta. It was a stress test this past weekend.
27th though. Closed beta
Yeah,
is 28th through the 31st.
Yeah.
Okay.
I still haven't bought.
Question: what's the difference between a closed beta and a stress test anymore?
Stress tests. You get as many people as possible in a very alpha version of the game, just to see how it handles player load. Beta.
Yes.
You show off the features, you show off the character roster, you show off the stages, while getting as many people as still possible. So it's still kind of a stress test, but you're more there to show off the features and where it's going.
Well,
Yeah, but half the time they just do the stress test and the beta, and it's the same
depends
damn
on the
thing both
company.
times.
Just depends on
Yeah.
the company.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
NRS is always good at letting people know what the hell they're doing.
Yeah.
This next one is going to be a showcase. This past one was let's get everyone on so they can kill our game and we can figure out why.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll keep with our new format, which is talking about what we're currently playing right now.
Oh, dude. So I bought games. I bought Horizon Zero Dawn.
I saw that.
I bought EA's Star Wars Battlefront, not Battlefront 2, but the original Battlefront from EA. Kerbal Space Program and MX versus ATV. And let's just say I've been having fun. Horizon Zero Dawn is gorgeous.
Did you get
I've yet
the
to really
full-
dive into
the full special edition?
the complete digital edition. Yep. It was only $10.
Yes.
So, yeah, I got it. And I ain't far. I'm barely past the first little Ross thing. But, it's good so far.
Oh,
and I
you're
can't.
there? Whoa, you got
I'm-
a lot.
I got a lot to go. But it's like, I can't play it when people are around because I noticed I get a little too into that.
Yeah. It's really
I mean,
fun.
it's mecha dinosaurs. Leave me alone, people.
Well, you missed the whole farming the was it the Ripjaw? I think it was called. The big.
I have no idea what that even is yet.
The T-Rex.
But also, I've been playing Apex. I even bought myself the Battle Pass.
Which one?
The first level Battle Pass. Now, I'm not impressed with the skins they give you for it either.
Ugh. Honestly, that's why I thought I got the other one, the
Mhm.
Supreme, whatever you want to call it,
Yeah.
and it got me to like 25 melee, and I'm just like,
I hit level 3 earlier today, and it's like, oh, yeah, this is okay.
a Thunderjaw. Those are fun.
Thunderjaw, okay.
Yeah. There's a point in the game where you can shoot off one of its like shoulder disc launchers and use that one to kill it. But now they changed it where you need
Oh,
both.
I'll have to remember that.
Oh, I can teach you some stuff on that game. But Rob,
So yeah, that's what I've been playing.
what you been doing?
Well, so, um, I've been playing the beta that came out for a game called Space Junkies. As you guys know, some of our listeners may know, I play a lot of VR. So that's pretty much what I'm into, man. It is just super fun.
So what is it, like Astroneer or?
So the whole concept, right, is you're not having to walk around and stuff. You're in space. You're in a space suit, or you're an alien. You can pick your character, but you use the joysticks kind of like you would as though you had a jetpack, and it gives you that feeling like you're kind of weightless, and you use your head to, give yourself direction if you don't want to use the right.
I can already feel the motion sickness.
Oh, it's amazing.
Mhm.
So,
It's amazing. You should do it. Get sick. Throw up the sour gummies.
Shut up.
I mean, a lot of the whole motion sickness for me, I think might have said this before, but as soon as I went full scale on the room, and I don't have to use a stick to turn my head, so it doesn't give me that mechanical turn, then
Oh,
all of it's gone because it's natural now.
that does make sense.
So it moves with me. But it's cool, man. Like, you got these different weapons. It's kind of like Unreal Tournament, where they're scattered around and floating. You just kind of run by and reach out, grab it.
I'm not sure if you guys were Unreal Tournament people back in the day.
Oh, this guy.
Hey, I actually, let's go down memory lane. Was it junior and senior year? I was the president of the computer club at my high school, and was able to upload Unreal Championship on the school's server, so all 50 of us can play it on the same file at once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Nerd.
Hey.
Right? Hey,
Go to bed.
if your
Grandpa.
school didn't have a cracked version of a game under a hidden file, you weren't fucking cool.
It wasn't hidden. It was in plain sight. They never could find it.
Wow, that's sad. My wife and I went to the same school, and when we went there, we were the very first class because our high school is brand new. And I swear it took like maybe 3 weeks. And a buddy of mine and myself cracked their server and put Minecraft on there. And my wife, babe, when did you graduate? 2 years after me? She graduated 2 years after me. It was still there.
Which
Senior
year?
year. Oh, shit. When did I graduate?
Didn't we determine that Rob's the baby of our group?
I thought so.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2011.
Okay. Wow. Holy shit. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, because I was
Dude, I'm pretty
2007.
sure we can still smell the formula on your breath.
Ha!
But yeah. So we actually did like LAN parties, but the good thing about it is that the actual upside of it, we would go to our community, like our town, and pass out flyers, and we would do computer repairs for free.
Man, I remember
Nice.
back when WAN used to be split screen and we'd all play Odd Job. I mean, you guys are kids.
No, I
Oh,
remember
no.
that too.
Bro, come on now. If you don't remember,
Like, was it
10 to 64 was my shit.
WCW Mayhem? Yeah. And then
Oh, was it?
no, it was WWF No Mercy. Yes.
You kids entitled not having to leave your 64 on overnight so you could finish Rayman.
Oh, or Banjo Kazooie.
Oh.
Oh, man.
Or
Oh,
Tony
yeah.
Hawk's
Kazooie
Frontier.
ran on my shit for like days.
You'd walk in the room, there'd be a strange smell, and it's just the carpet burning.
But and the thing is that it's running so much that fans going and it's just getting the stunk into it and it's just blowing it right out. It's just like
Yep.
Mhm.
circulating
That-
the stink.
That burnt, dusty, musty nastiness.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Well, the good thing is, like, and I know in North Carolina and probably in other places, I know in Florida it's not really common that the AC ducts are on the floor.
And that's a Yankee thing. down here.
Yeah. Well, I would put my 64 on that vent.
Oh, that's perfect.
Heat up the house.
No. It's like no. The AC would blow into the 64.
Yeah, it would cool it down.
Oh,
Yeah, it would also blow all the dust from your house into the 64.
Yeah, from the whole HVAC is just.
Hey, it
pumping
still
right in there.
survives.
Yeah, man, those things were robust.
Yeah, not like today where you get red ring and that's it.
I'm sorry to do this. I gotta. And talking about old, Jay, what have you been playing lately?
Well, you know, I've been playing this combination Life and RTS. Life Simulator and RTS, and I gotta admit, it's called Adulting. The graphics are freaking amazing. The storyline freaking blows.
It could be worse.
no game.
And it's been a while since you had to upload that 18-year-old patch, eh? My night's complete.
So, seriously, I actually just downloaded Infinite Warfare because it was payday, and Infinite Warfare was $20 on the PlayStation Store. So I thought, what the hell, why not?
Yeah, didn't you get like a thing for it too?
No, that was the one we were playing. That was Modern Warfare 1. This is Infinite Warfare. This is a different one.
Oh, okay. What the fuck? But
I'm sorry,
I
but unless PlayStation gives me the game for free when it's COD, I ain't playing it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only reason I have COD Black Ops 3.
I have Black Ops 3 for the Xbox 360, and I haven't played it in forever.
That's what I mean. If PlayStation won't give it to me for free, I ain't playing it. What you been playing, John?
I've been playing a little bit of the Apex. Honestly, I really haven't been playing much but Apex and Red Dead
Yeah,
again.
Dead.
Yeah. And that's what I'm playing like right now is a little bit of Apex while we're talking. And
Okay. Did you
it's-
try out Octane yet?
I haven't, but I've seen a lot of people use them, and it looks like he's like really like go Sonic go fast.
Yeah, it's Sonic as a meth head or heroin addict.
But you know the backstory of it, right? Guessing.
Do tell.
No. All I can think of is Bane, so let's go.
No, it's actually based off of a player. If you don't remember a while back, there's somebody posted that on Titanfall 2 where you're running the little run thing,
Yeah.
and somebody did it in 12 seconds.
Ooh.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And what did he- what
The
did he-
mall run.
Yeah, what did he use to speed himself up?
He had grapple and then the player boost. I think it might have been phase.
He was using the grenades, right?
Yeah, he threw the. Trying to think of the grenades from TF2 here. Hold on.
But anyways,
I think it was the impact grenades that he threw behind him, got the speed boost, hit the phase, then ran through the octane.
yeah. So, and guess what? The backstory of your boy Octane is
He got addicted to the goo in the grenade.
he lost his legs using a grenade across the finish line.
Junkrat. Okay, got it.
Yeah. So they did that little tidbit, and the guy is actually like, "Cool, I didn't know I was a part of the game."
That's cool.
The best I could get on that is 16 seconds.
Yeah, somebody did like 12, and he was like,
Yeah.
threw a grenade to boost him, and he was like throwing grenades to kill the targets and whatnot.
I can't tell you how many times I tried to do that run.
But other than that, like I've been doing the usual thing. I'm looking at this one game that I heard about, and I actually got it pulled up. It is called. Where'd it go? It's on my wish list. because I'm thinking about buying it for $14 in Steam. It's called Baba Is You,
I've actually been watching a playthrough of that.
and the other guys probably haven't heard of it. But think of coding with if and then statements.
Right.
So, like in the example they have on the trailer, it says Baba is one square, is another square, you, and you're this little white little spider looking thing, and the game is moving that little white spider around. You can move the words around and change the values of the game. So what the example they show you right now is rock is push. So he's pushing a rock, but he moves the rock up, replaces his name, so the rock is you now.
The best way to describe it is a interactive text-based adventure.
So it's
If
Zork
you-
on steroids?
Yes, highly. Oh, that is a great comparison. Good job.
Of what?
Zork.
Zork on steroids.
Never heard of it.
You kids.
Dude,
Jesus fucking... You know what? Both of you go to bed.
hey. I really didn't get into much gaming until now. And I'm still, like, split amongst what I do. Because I have friends that are like, dude, get Division 2. Get Division 2. I'm like...
You know what I'm going to say? Go get King's Quest.
Well, they're like... We used to play Division 1 and Destiny together. And Rainbow Six Siege together. So it was me and two other guys. I'm like, dude, I'm not really into another, loot shoot. And I don't have the time for it either.
Yeah.
Because I have like 1 or 2 hours a night, if that.
No, when I get
Well,
phone
lately
work,
I
I don't even have that. I just want to sit down, do nothing.
By the way, Mike,
Uh.
that got me in trouble at work the other day.
King's Quest?
No, turns out if you tell a female coworker, you know what, go to bed, that's sexual harassment.
What?
Apparently, she took it in a different meaning than I meant it. It got cleared up, and
No.
the supervisor was like, I think he was actually
Okay.
telling you to just knock it off and take a nap, but
Okay, then,
was like,
because my
"Keep
wife's
hitting on me."
listening. Because my wife's right there listening to me. I got to tell you, lay it down. That was her grandpa's favorite saying when everyone would get a little too rowdy or no one was listening to him. He'd be like, lay it down. So, yeah.
my answer to my kids and my nephews and nieces and stuff for the longest time, no, go to bed. But we want it, no, go to bed.
Dude, that's my son right now. Like I'll put him to bed, and in like 15 minutes he'll get out and be like, I'm hot. It's like, well, you got like 5 blankets on, and you're cuddling with like 3 things, so why not do some of that shit? He's like,
Because then he wouldn't have a reason to get out of bed.
Exactly.
Exactly. Come on.
Are you?
That's the goal.
All right, let's talk about this one frustration that I'm currently with right now. So Rob will get this.
What's your name?
No, it's freaking. It's a reference. So Apex, right? They have a Tachanka now.
Mm-mm.
Yes, they do.
Blasphemy.
And I give Mike one guess what that is. Well, I don't think he knows the reference though. Do you, Mike?
No, not really.
Fuck. It's basically Tachanka is a operator in Rainbow Six Siege that they don't really want to change because it's such a bad meme that the community likes it enough.
Mm-hmm.
And so I
Oh, God.
give you one
The
guess.
goat.
Yeah. I give you one guess what that Tachanka is in Apex.
Gibraltar?
No, it's a weapon.
Oh, it's a weapon?
Yeah.
Is it the Devotion?
No, it's the hand shotgun.
Oh, the Mozambique.
Yes. They don't want to change it because it's such a good gimmick.
Well, have you seen recently all those people playing double Mozambiques?
Yeah, but still, like, it's got slow fire, and it's just I don't.
Only 3 shots, and yeah, it's a garbage gun, but people are winning with double Mozambiques.
Hey,
Because
and you know what? On that same note, I will say if I do play Rainbow nowadays, because I don't get to as often as I used to, I play Tachanka to make a point, and I have gone MVP. I'd say at least 6 games. Yeah,
It's
six
not
games out
about
of the
how
9
I
I've
do
played.
it. It's about making a point and
statement.
sending a message.
Well, have you heard about the new update, Rob, with R6?
No, I haven't looked into it. What is it?
So they fixed friendly fire.
How so?
Basically, it's got to happen once. So what happens is, and I think they should implement this on other games that have friendly fire, is that if it's intentional friendly fire, like somebody just griefs and just kills you 1 round, you can look at the replay, and then you can hit like a certain button and determine if it was griefing or not. And if it is, and you select that, when the next round starts, if he shoots you, the damage is reflected back to him.
They need to turn on friendly fire in Apex.
Oh, man, let me tell you, that
That's a
would
good
be
fix, though.
amazing. Oh, that's right. I might actually go back to playing that mainly.
Yeah,
If
because
that's the case.
there's some times where you accidentally do it because somebody steps right in front of you while you're like shooting in a angle,
Right.
and it's like, oh shit, I just accidentally one shot headshot you. Bye, bad bro. So
hmm
it will help with all that bullshit.
Yeah, and you know what? There's not only just a whole bunch of that, but the guys I play with, we don't make up a full team the mass majority of the time, so we get randos all the time.
And they'll be like, "Oh, let's fuck this." Like I've ran into that too with me
Yep.
and one other friend. They'll be like, "Oh, we don't know this guy, so let's just kill him." And
Exactly.
they take turns doing it, so they won't get automatically hit.
Right. Yeah, or they're my biggest problem is, especially being on the PC, is everyone's a fucking expert. So
Well, that's in any
get
game.
oh, you're right, I know, but I feel like it's worse because when I play on the Xbox or something, I don't hear it or see it as bad. Usually, I get younger kids on the consoles, but on the PC, man, every rando has this grand master plan and picks fuse and fucking blows himself up or some dumb shit.
Or
But
kills a fucking goddamn
the hostage,
yeah.
yeah. Well, and that's like that's half of the frustration is you get in there and you just want to play the game, and these people don't give a shit.
Yeah, they're like, oh, you know what? That's cool. You want to play this game? Go play in a different lobby. You're not one of my friends.
Right? Yeah, that's why when I play now, I'm going to Chenka, and if I'm on offense, I got a shield every time. I say that because everybody grabs freaking Blitz before I can grab them.
Have they fixed his hitbox yet?
No, why would they do that?
You can shoot his earmuffs and do damage to him.
Yeah, but if you're playing Blitz correctly, it shouldn't even matter. I have my shield up a fraction of the time, you know?
Yeah. And it's just
I-
funny how he runs now because they increased his speed, didn't they?
Yeah, and it strikes fear in the hearts of many. When you hear the like little vibration running on down, and then here comes Blitz around the corner, boom, can't see shit, everybody's dead.
Yeah. But yeah, that's not bad. It's been how many years, and they just now figured it out.
Yeah. Oh man, you know what? This game came out when I deployed. And no, that's back when it was alpha. So, shit, what was that? 2015.
But
Right?
still, yeah, like when it first came out, like it didn't have a lot of community behind it. but now look at it, it's really good.
Well, I think the community that was behind it initially was the Rainbow Six Vegas community, because I remember following the forums pretty closely. Because I every Tom Clancy anything, I'm there. I don't care what it is. I'm gonna try it, even if it's not. I'm gonna give it a chance because I'm a Tom Clancy fan.
Mhm.
But when that game was being talked about initially, it was very small because the Rainbow Six Vegas 2 community was pretty small. It tended to be an older community.
I just like the strategy behind it,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why I will praise it nonstop for the just as my favorite shooter.
Yeah, it's still my go-to shooter game. I mean, even with all those frustrations, it's super enjoyable.
We had our little moment there. They're quiet because it's not about Pokemon or anything like that.
Old people.
Okay,
No,
first up, don't you dare look at what I'm playing right now. You be quiet.
Hey, I'm going to challenge my own right now. I'm playing Apex with no sound.
We were actually just noticing that we're a half hour in.
But
Yeah, we need to move on to main subject, guys.
well, we kind of been dipping in and out of it, but I guess the big bulk of it is the whole Stadia.
Is
Yeah,
that where we want to
Stadia
start?
and-
Stadia?
Do we want to start there, or do we want to go digital games?
Well, it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, it's a good segue.
Yeah.
Let's open it up with Stadia.
Yeah, for those of you who didn't watch the GDC announcement from Google, Stadia is now their Netflix for games, pretty much. You don't have to own the hardware, anything like that. You literally can stream it to your phone or any Google-enabled device. So, like, you have a Google Chrome browser, there you go. And they're starting it off 1080p or 4K, depending on what you have, 60 frames a second, with the ability to upscale as time goes on. So as technology gets better and more commonplace, so does Google Stadia. And a couple of the games got me a little hype. I mean, they got Doom Eternal. They have a new game coming from Rhyme that they didn't really talk about because he said he couldn't. I mean, it seems a little too good to be true without valid proof of concept. And the only concept they had was that stream they did back in October of Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
And that was on their Chrome beta.
Yep, it was called Project Steam, and it was straight up play Assassin's Creed Odyssey on Chrome.
Yeah, you know what? That was flawless for me. I did that, played it, and I got the game free. If you played for 1 hour consecutively, got the game.
Yeah, they're
I
giving that game away. Like I see a lot of bundles with the Yeti mic for like $70.
It's
But
such
you know
a
what?
good
Every
game, though.
Assassin's Creed has done a Yeti mic bundle. Every single one.
They have
Except for, obviously, the originals.
and then
I'm over here playing Pokemon, and you guys are distracting me, you fuckers.
and they also have a Fallout 76 bundle with it, but whoa.
Yeah, we know why that is, though.
Sorry, Jay.
What is it? I see.
That one they are trying to give away.
Well, they're what is it? And like they're in Europe, they're selling the Xbox
External hard drives.
No. They're selling Xbox 76 bundle with a physical copy of 76. No. No. They were selling was it Xbox One S?
Yeah,
Whatever?
the one that comes bundled with the digital.
Yeah, and they were wrapping a 76 disc case to it too. So you got 2 copies of the game.
Hey, Fallout 76 though, this update, I am proud to say that they are coming back. I think they may save it.
What's going
Well,
on?
fuck me. I might actually put it in my PlayStation again.
They put content in the damn thing. That's all they needed to do, and now it's great. It's like it's dumbfounding. Literally, they put content in the game, NPC type characters, and you got missions and all this other shit. But it's
Hold on,
a little
hold on.
more fluff.
So you're saying they put a game in the game?
They just put content in the game. The game was already
Yeah, they
there,
put a
and,
game.
and you know what? Honestly, the game was fun for a lot of us, at least if you had people with you, or if you like that type. I like the Fallout lore, so I had to go search for it. But now I think they're really just giving the people what they want, and it took them. You know, it's. I even heard rumor that a lot of the developers were already working on this because they wanted it to be a part of their free DLC packages that they were doing,
Mm-hmm.
and all they did was expand it because the developers didn't like the route that it was going to be released on.
Which means more games or services.
Yep.
Especially with this Google thing coming through.
Oh, them and every other player, man. People are seeing the dollar signs. If you look at Microsoft's fiscal year,
The funniest
Yep.
point.
amazing.
The funniest point to me that they brought up was like, yeah, you know how Fortnite got 100 people in there? Well, we're looking to do one at 1,000. And I'm like, no, can we just not?
No more Fallout. Oh, no more.
No more Fallout also, but no more Fortnite. I'm done.
No more BRs. Fallout needs to stay, but they definitely need to rethink how they built it out.
I wouldn't mind Fallout 5 just if they don't do that.
Well, you know what? They need to take a page from
cool.
GTA, and you can play Fallout, and then there's an online mode.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So copy paste the game.
Yeah.
You get the exact. Don't do this thing where you section off the map. Take your existing map, put in an online version with different characters. You know, or you know, you wouldn't even have to do that. You could port over your character because they're not fixed. So that's the solution, in my opinion.
Kind of sounds like what they did with Red Dead.
Yeah, exactly what they did with Red Dead.
Rockstar always has been ahead of the curve for some of that stuff, though.
And you know what? I love Rockstar because the way that they do it, they're quiet. They're not gonna be giving you the whole freaking game before they're ready to give it to you.
Didn't they just disable their online services though? Like their online campaigns and stuff for a couple days.
Which one?
I think that was to
For
do
GTA
improvement.
and for
Oh.
Red Dead.
That
I didn't hear about that.
they disabled it for I think 12 hours so that they could fix either something like a loot cave glitch or some shit like that. It was optimization. It's fine
Yeah.
now,
Bug fixes.
but
That's what's great about it.
Stadia, they gave a lot of promises with very little to show for pretty much a concept, in my opinion. I don't know how you guys felt about it, but
Well,
watching it live, it all seemed conceptual to me.
Well,
I think
I
it's
mean-
great.
yeah. I mean, it's
Oh, don't get me wrong. I'm excited. I look at this and I think Ready Player One Oasis almost.
well, I think more
I mean,
of
that's the closest thing I can think of to it.
I think more of competition, but
Yeah.
then you have to think about how they're going to do it. Like, is it going to be Xbox Game Pass, or is it going to be like Steam, where you buy the games and then play?
Right.
And
Well-
that's the big question. Is it a subscription service or is it just straight up? Okay,
Right.
you bought the game, you can access the data center for it.
I think a hybrid of that like how Xbox does it would be that's the smartest play in my opinion. Give the people something free to keep that subscription going because that's a constant revenue. You know what I mean?
Mm.
You want that turnover, but more importantly, give them options outside of your service. Don't restrict yourself because one of two things. That limits developers and production companies who want to work with you because not everybody wants to have their platform on a subscription service. There are downsides to that. You know what I mean?
Oh
And
yeah, big
I don't
ones.
think all games need to be on a subscription service. If you've got a major title that's, that's just absolutely huge, if you give every one of those away, now, every once in a while it'd be kind of cool, I think. Now I don't think it's feasible because it's just throwing money away. But every once in a while if you put a major title on there, it works. But you can't put all of them on there. That's just terrible business practice.
Yeah.
Well, that, and if you look at recently over in the EU, Google just lost a lawsuit from the UN where they have to pay $1.6 billion in fines. You look at that and you look at like the Stadia service, and it's like you really hope they're two different entities of the same company, because if $1.6 billion gets derived from Google and they're like, oh, well, we haven't launched this yet, let's just take it from the Stadia initiative,
Well,
it kind of puts a little damper on it. I mean, and if you don't know what that's about, Google lost it because they were promoting certain things over actual search results.
Yeah, but also 1.6 billion in the grand scheme of what they can potentially make with this.
yeah.
If because what they're going to do is they're going to look at other companies, right? For example, Microsoft and all of what they hit 10 billion just from their gaming division, and as opposed to I think it was 2.9 billion in 2017, they skyrocketed. And same thing with Sony with their services, and their entire gaming division made a profit this year at 17 billion revenue, or last year, sorry. Obviously this year wouldn't be out. They have the quarterlies, but those aren't too exciting. Q2 is the
Well,
exciting
that, and you
quarter
can
for
look at the
games.
UK sales chart and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much money to be made. I feel like if they were to do that, it would be one of the largest mistakes ever because it shouldn't garnish a reaction to this portion of their company.
It to me, it's just looking at it like one of those things. It's like you see something like that and you're like, okay, where are they getting that money from? How is it affecting this stuff like that? Google, they have the money. They're wrapped up in almost everything. I mean, straight up, they own YouTube, which is one of their key points for this, by the way, is you can literally just play a game from where YouTuber left off.
Or you can join or queue.
Yeah.
If they're playing like a basketball game,
They
you can
showed
queue up after they're
so
done.
many good ideas that it's like, okay, I want to believe this, but you just showed me a tech demo. That's it. There is no like numbers and stuff like that I can take a look at a piece of paper. I mean, they did the interview with the president, and it's like this, and this, but I still need to see, the charts, regulations, speeds, stuff like this, all written down. Like, I need not just a verbal contract, I need it in paper,
Yeah, and then what is it? They're 28 or is it 25 speed that you need for everything?
I think it was 28,
Yeah, I think so.
and that's 28 up or down, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I easily clear 45 on bad days, so I'm good.
Well, 28, you can get that off of a shitty cell tower.
This is going to make me wonder, though. Is this going to be a step in Google moving forward? I don't know if you remember, but Google had promised that their goal was to make universal internet.
Well,
Set it up
yeah,
so
and that's the
that-
next point. How many projects have they lost? Like Google Fiber is one of them, because we were talking about that before it started. Like we're moving to 5G now, and Google,
Oh, that wasn't
That-
lost though.
The Google
that
Fiber,
it's implemented
Yeah,
in certain
Google Fiber
cities.
worked.
It is in certain
but they
cities.
stopped.
Well, they stopped, but they stopped for reasons.
Yeah, financial reasons.
See,
Yeah, well,
well, no,
obviously they
actually,
didn't
the
have
biggest reason I understood they stopped was with wireless communications being more and more easily utilized. It didn't make sense to hardline a whole crap ton of areas when if they waited until the 5G came out, there was potential for them to essentially set up a universal wireless network where they didn't have to pay to hardline.
Well, but yeah, but that thought process would falter because 5G would be dependent on them having either a contract with a telecommunication company or starting their own telecommunication division.
And even
Because-
before that, you got to look at the net neutrality issue that is heavily on the table here. Because with the new regulations being put into place in America, the limitations of countries around the world, it's a huge issue.
Well,
I
that's
mean,
why we should all
even
be
recently-
very excited for 5G.
Well, not just that, but the dude that's heading the SEC or whatever the hell it is a total douchebag.
Yeah, the FCC. Yeah, well, I mean, that's
But-
their job is to be douchebags.
If you
But
also
that's-
look just this past week at Russia, they implemented pretty much an iron curtain around the entire country, trying to get everyone on the inside network and not the global network. And it's
To
stuff
be
like
fair-
that's going to affect everybody.
If you're one of those Twinkie gorging fat ass, I live in my mom's basement and I'm proud I never vote assholes, this is your fault.
Well,
saying.
For the FCC guy, no, because he's been appointed.
No, for the fact that net neutrality was able to be repealed, that came about because basically not enough people went out and said, "Hey, don't do that."
Oh, it would have
Yeah.
happened anyway, man.
Yeah,
that
the
stinks
dude-
all to high heaven.
The dude is ex Verizon, I believe.
No, he's
He's
what
one
was
of them.
he? Yeah, I know he was an exec. Damn it. What was it? Now hold on, I'm gonna look it up real quick.
Yeah. But it's stuff like that where, oh, my internet company doesn't like Stadia and they're now throttling me below the required limit.
Well, so here's the thing. Your ISP is getting scared, and I don't think they're going to go that route because 5G is here, right? Q3, you're going to see real rollouts, and they're scared, man. They're shaking in their boots.
Well,
It's going to be a replacement.
I live in a heavily rural area. We have the option between 3 companies and 1 startup that actually provide legit internet. I'm not talking like 10 megabytes up to
Yeah.
or 0.5 down. I'm talking above 30.
Right, but it's
We
coming,
have we have Spectrum, AT&T, what the hell is that one? It's like the DirecTV one. And then we have our college internet, which they're trying to roll out to people around. No, NMU lights.
No, you
I
said the
think
one that's like DirecTV. Is that HughesNet?
it might be. I'm not sure. I don't use it. I got Spectrum, which ain't a great company anyway.
That's putting it mildly.
Yeah.
They lost their business license in New York State for 2 months.
Good. They need to lose it freaking permanently.
Well,
But-
so if you're looking at truly trying to get away from your ISP, just be patient. Is all I'll tell you. Is what I'm trying to tell everybody. This thing it's gonna be nuts, right? The price that they're gonna be able to offer services at with the downlink and the uplink numbers that are currently projected, at least from our tests, it's gonna be just astronomical. You're gonna have the opportunity to have fiber-like connection to every single individual device wirelessly.
That'd be great, but as it is right now where I live, you really don't have options.
It'll be
And
there. I
with them
promise
saying,
you.
with them saying Stadia is going to launch this year, somebody needs to hit his life alert button now.
Yeah, who just freaking toppled, man?
Yeah, it was
I
me.
think that was
just kicked
John.
my desk.
I was
Oh,
gonna say for once it wasn't me. Do you know how many times Heather's come home and found me on the floor because I've fallen and can't get up? Bite me.
Hey, at least you're
I
not.
know I'm the old one in the group, and that's just not.
At
Yeah,
least,
I know.
hey, at least it's not like Mike. Let me eat a yellow sour gummy before the
Shut
stream
up.
starts.
all right.
Or
I have.
let's cut carrots again.
Okay, bite me. Because you want to know what I did today?
Cut carrots.
I cooked a turkey, but I burnt top of my frickin' finger.
Mustard.
I thought he was gonna say he knifed the cat.
Go to bed.
Sexual harassment.
But yeah, and then this Stadia thing legit got me excited, but I'm also worried because we honestly do not have net neutrality anymore. We do not have a unified internet speed across the country. And I'm just speaking legit, or straight up USA.
Well,
I'm not
we
really
have net
talking
neutrality
Canada.
back. May
To a point.
2018, 52 to 47 of the Senate voted it in. Now it's going to take, probably a couple more months, but it's here.
Still,
but
as of, I mean, you just go for it.
If you remember when Xbox announced that it was going to be online only, and without online, your system wouldn't play. There's going to be no more reselling games, that they were going to have, the disc itself was going to be coded to your save files so you couldn't swap out discs. And everybody lost their shit. And it wasn't so much that you couldn't sell your games so much as what about the places where there's no internet?
Right. Well, and that it sucks, but I'll tell you that the reason why it's going to continue and why nobody is really paying attention to it, obviously they changed because at that time he's a little ahead of the curve. But soon it's not going to be feasible to say that somebody doesn't have 300 to 400 megs at their fingertips like
least.
everybody else.
Yeah.
You'll be looking at that. Honestly, everyone, I'm talking about you, Mike. You're going to be looking at that realistically Q4 of 2019 or Q2 of 2020.
Man, I'm hoping because
You make Mike sound like he lives in the Appalachia, doesn't wear shoes, and brews moonshine.
Hey, I lived in the Appalachia for a little while, man. That shit sucked.
I live. You guys can look it up on Google Maps. Zip code is 49849. I am in between 2.5 million acres of forest, and my closest cities next to me. I mean, my town's only under 7,000 people. Town over's maybe around 10,000. Town next, that's probably around 25. And those are the three biggest cities in my county.
Dude, I don't want to hear it. In order to tell somebody where I live and not have them think New York City, I have to name a major city and 2 bodies of water near me for them to get the gist of where the fuck I live. Because if I say New York, everyone goes, oh, New York City? I'm like, I've never even been to New York City.
How far upstate do you live?
Buffalo.
Okay, cool.
I
Yeah,
live
but
about
that's
20
just me
outside
giving you idea how rural my place is compared, to the rest of you city slickers. That's champion. That's about 20 minutes away. You shush.
Actually, I just gave somebody a ride home from parenting class, and she looks at me and she goes, "Have you been pulled over for the muffler on your truck?" I said, "No, why?" She goes, "Well, it's really freaking loud." I'm like, "It's not any louder than if I was running glass packs." Well, I'm amazed you haven't gotten a ticket. I'm like, I live in the country. They're more likely to write me a ticket for the volume of my music than the volume of my muffler.
Fun times.
Now, like,
And even
No,
then,
like,
it has
stuff-
to 11 o'clock.
well, like I was saying though, stuff like internet speed, quality connection, especially with fucking Spectrum, worries me. Because yeah, I do believe I have felt throttling from them, and I have
Oh, you
called them
sure
out on
have.
it.
It's
I
it's in
called
their
them out
policy
on it.
letter.
And if you pay your bill a day late, they throttle your ass.
But
Go ahead, be late on a bill.
I'm not gonna try that.
So I'm.
And
I'm
that leads on
assuming-
to
I was just gonna say, I'm assuming segueing into digital downloads, that this is a lot of the same reason you're gonna express concern in that direction as well. I mean, if you're talking about the slower internet speeds, how long is it gonna actually take you to download a game?
well, and over this past week, I've actually downloaded several. Horizon Zero Dawn took me 6 hours. Kerbal Space Program, which is only, and this is 22 versus 4. Kerbal Space Program on my PS4 only took me, I think, an hour. So it's like, yeah, I can see a better internet connection helping, but when it comes to like the writing speed of the actual drive itself, it's a little different. So with Stadia being, cloud, more or less, I mean, yeah, it's that Google shit, but I'm just calling it the cloud because I am not that scientific.
Well, you're right. That's what it was whenever they ran it on a test for Odyssey.
I mean,
It's all
pretty much
cloud-based.
how they're doing it's the cloud. I mean, yeah, it's dedicated servers that they own, but it's a cloud service, pretty
Well,
much.
let's get real.
Oh,
It's
fuck you.
they have their dedicated servers, but the mass majority are VMs.
Yeah.
But I mean, it'll work. It'll work, and it'll be beneficial for the mass majority. It's going to take some time, and there's going to be some learning. But the most important thing is the hardware is going to have to catch up rapidly, because we're not
Yeah.
talking, the average 2 to 100 megs that most people are used to. We're talking gigs now. We're in the big leagues.
Hold on, people have 1 to 200?
The
So-
average.
What's that gonna do you think, to something like the Chromebook, which is becoming the standard?
What do you
Because
mean?
essentially what you're saying is with Stadia, your Chromebook can become a gaming.
Yeah.
All you
Oh yeah,
need
I
is
mean,
Google
look
Chrome.
at the Nvidia Shield. It's a little, it's the size of a female's wallet. It's a little shit box
Yeah.
with a. But I mean, I can play any game I want on that thing. The limitations are going to be what your hardware is limited to. So if you're a PC gamer like myself, and you live in the area I live in, where currently I have to go through my ISP because I'm waiting for my tower to get freaking upgraded next month. Anyway, that's a different segue. You're just gonna have to wait for it. That's all it is. You're gonna have to wait for Sony to catch up, because right now the technology that is available and that is compatible costs so much to make that they won't put it in consoles. Not right now, at least.
Right.
Yeah, and one of the big points they kept shooting at Microsoft and Sony is 7 teraflops of gaming power.
Mm-hmm.
They were saying
Yeah.
that it was going to be more powerful than both of Sony and Microsoft's new consoles put together.
And I
it
hope it is.
finally
Current
reached peak
console. Current
performance.
consoles.
Because imagine if it is with their service, this console would be. I mean, imagine that. You're talking real GPU level graphics there.
Oh, and it's like I said earlier, it's Oasis level stuff from Ready Player One. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm not sure if you guys have read the book or seen the movie, but it's pretty much them saying, we want to give you guys an open gaming space, and here's how we're going to do it. And it's like, you guys are promising a lot of stuff right now, and I do not know how you're going to deliver on that with so much inconsistency within the countries you were talking about launching this.
Well, if you want to get really excited, right? Imagine when everybody is caught up, and I'm thinking this is going to be like 2021 maybe, possibly the end of 2020, when everybody is there and everybody is on, I say everybody, the vast majority of people have the option to ditch their $180 freaking cable internet bundle and go with a $50 bundle that gives you 3 to 4 times the speed with a truer throughput. So it's like having a hard line or even better. You know what I mean? Imagine gaming is going to be the entertainment industry.
One second, guys. 1 second. All right, it should be good now.
Did we crash?
No, it had a hiccup. We're good now. We only lost like 3 seconds.
Knock it off, Twitch.
Right? But yeah, anyways, so I think it's going to be gaming is already mainstream for the most part, but soon it's going to be undeniable. People are going to have to acknowledge that this is what's going on with the entertainment industry. If you're not in this space in some form or fashion, you're an idiot.
And Google's just trying to get like ahead of the curve, and then we saw Walmart trying to catch up or be like, "Oh yeah, we're thinking about it too."
Yeah.
God.
All right, so what would a blue light special on a streaming service be? That's what I want to ask.
Yeah.
Alexa?
I mean, with these with these companies, what's the limit, man? With all these powerhouses really getting in there, and they're not just getting in there, they're making money, guys. These guys are making billions upon billions. Sony's gaming division has not only surpassed every other division of Sony, they've done so by multitudes that the other guys can't catch up.
Yeah.
I know
I don't know.
I'm being a smartass, but from what I understand, you can actually play Skyrim on Alexa.
Yes, you can.
What?
I'm not even kidding. You can do a voice adventure with Alexa of Skyrim.
That's awesome.
Like, if you have an Alexa-based product in your home, it will start you off in a cart.
As I understand it, it Zorks it.
Go for it.
basically.
Just say
Thank you.
Skyrim, or Alexa, play
Alexa,
Skyrim.
play Skyrim.
And it'll Zork it. It'll give you all basically descriptive narratives and then follow your commands in terms of what you want your character to do.
Holy shit, it does it.
I told you.
Oh, I'm going to play that later.
All right.
He's
but-
like, screw VR. I'm gonna have an
Jay-
intimate night with
Recliner.
Alexis.
You guys are on your own. I'm playing Skyrim.
He's gonna have an intimate
Jay-
night with Alexis.
You
I'm going to move us along here to our next little thing that kind of ties into this too. Jay brought up an interesting question earlier. And do handheld gaming devices count as consoles now?
Yeah, I mean, look at a Switch.
To go back in time, what I was talking about was there was a time where I was a PC gamer and I had, like a Game Boy or so, and my friends were like, yeah, Game Boy's not a console. But looking at it now, looking at the last generation, not the Switch, but the 3DS and the 2DS, To emulate a game, the rule is you want the console doing the emulation to be 3 times as powerful as the console it's emulating. The Game Boy or the Nintendo 3DS, new 3DS, and the Nintendo new 2DS can both emulate up to the Nintendo 64 and a little better. So they're easily as far along as somewhere I'd say between PlayStation 1 and Nintendo Wii. So do they count as consoles at this point, or are they still just handheld toys?
And as I said earlier, I think they're consoles.
I think they always did. Because if you say that they didn't, then you're basically saying the Atari wasn't a console. So,
And I mean-
the Genesis wasn't a console.
Also, if you look at it, they have exclusives. I mean, just look at Pokemon. Pokemon's been a handheld exclusive for 25 years.
I was always the maintainer that a handheld was a console, but I have some friends that feel very strongly, and I haven't asked them yet what their thoughts on the Switch is, because the Switch is finally a true hybrid of a home and a handheld console.
Don't start with this. You want to put it in my butt shit. No, but you're over there. You wanna, and your turn. No, stop. I am doing a podcast. I love you too.
So what's next? What else we got?
Oh, that was pretty straightforward, wasn't it?
I mean, that was pretty straightforward. I was just
Well,
curious about the opinions of the group.
Question
as
answered.
we said.
Are they consoles?
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
Bless you, bless you.
But I would
and
like to put a caveat, and I don't know if anybody's even old enough to remember these besides like me and Mike. The Tiger handhelds were not consoles.
No. Oh my
They
god,
were
I have
barely
one.
fucking handhelds.
Oh my god, I
Those were
have the Karate Tiger in my basement right now, and I play it every now and then. It is not a console. It is almost a watch.
Do you remember when like Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat would come out on those?
Remember how heavy that bad boy was, loaded up?
Oh my god, fuck this shit. Oh.
I'm not even talking about the heavy loaded up ones. I'm talking about the ones that you would buy from Tiger.
The play and watch. The
Oh
play
yeah,
and
no,
watch.
no, I'm
They
talking
were
about the
basically
big
a
pad.
rip-off of the Game & Watch.
Oh no, those are terrible.
It's kind of like a Virtual Boy.
That was like what your grandmother
Smaller,
bought you
though.
because your mom said you liked to play video games and she didn't understand what a video game was.
Right? Somebody at Walmart.
And
Oh,
to
yeah,
you
those
be
are
that.
good.
fair, Bass Fishing is always going to be the best one.
Actually, I had a really cool dirt bike racing one that
Oh, I had that one too.
when they finally put gyroscopes into the games, and you could actually
Oh.
turn the handheld to turn the bike, and if you jerked backwards, you'd pop a wheelie, shit like that. That one was kind of cool.
Kind of sounds like Excite Bike on the original Nintendo.
Kinda, yeah.
Graphically, it was about the same, yeah.
Remember that 8-bit dirt bike noise? I don't know why, but that was so satisfying.
Yeah.
So
again,
moving on.
There's probably some 20-something dads right now, 20-something-year-old dads right now listening to our podcast going, what the hell are they talking?
Right.
Google it.
Well, sit down on my knee, little child, and we will talk to you about it.
Or Angry Video Game Nerd has 2 whole episodes dedicated to these abominations. Go watch his show and you will understand how hard it was before things like Game Boy and the DS made car rides enjoyable.
Did I tell the story about the Metroid and the Game Boy at the zoo?
Yes, you did.
I think
I
Rob
haven't
was out. Is that
No, Rob wasn't here.
I went to the zoo and we went to McDonald's before that. I got some breakfast, and while we're in the zoo for like 8 hours, I had my original Game Boy with Metroid in the Game Boy, and I put it in the back cup holder, which is the big cylinder section, while we're there, and come to find out the bottom of the cup blew out. So my Game Boy and the game were swimming in orange juice for 6 hours. Got home, put it on top of the AC vent, let it go for like a day, and it cranked right up.
And they don't
You
make
want-
them like that anymore.
You want to talk beast? An original Game Boy survived a bomb blast in Iraq. And
IED
still
explosion
works. Yeah,
still works and is in
the
a museum
cartridge is
playing
fused
Tetris.
into it. It was Tetris, and it's fused into it, but it will still turn on and still play Tetris.
Fuck yeah.
It is on right now in a museum, I believe, in Washington D.C.
Is it
Also-
playing
shaking it?
Tetris.
Game Boy
No.
holds the record
Shut up.
for the highest elevation where it continues to work because a Game Boy went almost all the way up Mount Everest. Nintendo does not screw around.
Yeah, I was about to
No.
say, can we just all take
As
a
the
moment
meme
and
once
realize-
said, "Aw, look at you. You get a red ring of death and you die. They dropped the TV on me, so fucking what?"
I was like literally like 5 seconds away from buying a Switch today.
Hey, actually, I
We're
did
not
buy.
going to talk about that.
Well, I didn't buy a Switch today. Unfortunately, I'm too poor for that, so I had to go the Rent-A-Center option, but I am actually getting a Switch.
Nice, still a Switch. I know my son's getting one for his birthday. I'm gonna try and get him one of those like mini like motorcycles I saw one of the kids in the neighborhood has.
Yeah, go outside and play. Switch.
Just don't run into the
Just my advice, I had a Switch before and I wound up having to sell it. Don't waste your money on the Labo. It's just freaking cardboard. What I'm actually
Well,
waiting-
they're doing the VR scene with it now.
Yeah,
Mhm.
what I'm waiting for is somebody to 3D print the cardboard pieces in plastic so that you actually have a more durable. I know somebody's gonna do it eventually.
So I could have a more durable fishing rod. That's right.
Speaking of which, real quick, at the conference, they were having the Oculus Rift out there, the totally wireless headset.
Oh, the
VR.
Oculus
Oh, the new one?
S. Yeah,
Yes.
the Rift S. So
Nice.
I
I'm
was
glad they're
following
still doing that.
Dude,
Man, it's cool, but
What's the latency, though?
that's
Oh.
so there's a couple issues. First and foremost, refresh rate backed down to 80 hertz. Terrible decision. Second, well, okay, so this one might be, some people may think it's okay. I think it's dumb as shit. They went from OLED lenses to LED now.
yeah, that's gonna hurt your eyes.
So, well, not only is it going to hurt and strain the shit out of your eyes because you can't see blacks now, all your blacks are going to be like bluish gray. And I play
Yeah,
a lot of
that's never
space
good.
games, so I'm pissed.
The good things is that it's no wires.
Yep.
It's also
Well, the
What's the-
headset's still wired.
yeah, but they have built-in speakers that aim towards your ears, so you don't have to have headphones anymore.
Well, so the Rift still has those. You still get those with the Rift. What it is now is they've got a jack to where you can actually use your own personal headphones without having to run the cable all the way to your PC. You can
that's
plug
nice.
them in
Are-
right there on the headset.
I don't think we're talking about the same one.
The Rift S, or which one are you talking about?
The one that was showcased at the conference. Like, that's not even out yet.
Yeah, that's the S, and then there's the Oculus Go, which was the one that was previous. I think that was last. Let me see which one that was. The S still has the cable and it has a jack in the front. I just went through like a whole thing with them.
This one is like totally wireless, nothing.
Yeah, that's the. I think that you're talking about the Oculus Go, and there was another project that Oculus was working on, and that one's completely different.
Okay.
So the Oculus Go standalone is not meant to. It's more for like the casual VR user. You can't get into the heavy games with the Oculus Go.
Yeah, it's basically like if you're traveling a lot and you want to do VR, but it's basic VR like poker, Beat Saber.
Yeah. Oh, Quest. That's what it's called. It's not Go. It's the Oculus Quest is what you're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
So-
And you were right. That did come out in this conference. They're launching them together, so you can buy the Quest or the S.
Gotcha.
Speaking of cons and conferences, Heather and I have actually been discussing, and there is a good chance this year that you might actually be getting a report from NiagaraCon.
ViagraCon? Wait, what? Why do you need that?
NiagaraCon, which is
Oh.
essentially Comic-Con for this part of the country.
See, and we just got word today with Michigan Comic Con that the voice actress for Diva is going to be there.
Which is
The voice actress for Diva. I do not know her name offhand.
well, the reason I was asking, I read a webcomic, and it turns out one of the main characters in the webcomic, the guy that writes it based all the characters off his friend, and his one friend is Clarence Harp, who is actually a famous dub and voice actress for anime. And she goes to a lot of cons, and it took him about 3 years to get her permission to tell everybody that the character was based off of her. So now not only does she get people that come to the cons to see her because of her voice work, but also because they know that she's Aubrey from Something Positive,
Nice.
Well,
which is kind of epic. And I guess she's not nearly as violent as the character.
well, I want
Well-
to discuss something with you guys real quick that I have on a docket, and that's the Xbox Nintendo kind of thing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've been thinking about this too.
And
They're getting really buddy-buddy.
well, not only that, but it's like, does Xbox right now need this the Switch to kind of like stay relevant?
Yeah. Big
Yeah.
time.
Because that's what it's feeling like. And then
The
If you
UK...
think about this-
the
say again.
If you think about this, Microsoft is the only company that hasn't actually tried to dip into the handheld game. Now, don't get me wrong, Nintendo's pretty much owned that ship since it sailed. They put out the Game Boy, Sony tried to jump on board, and Nintendo sunk their asses real fast. And ever since then, Nintendo's been the handheld. But Sony's had a shot at it and tried to get a piece of the pie. Microsoft they've joked about it, but Microsoft has never seriously really gone into the handheld battle.
And with them trying to push so much into the PC market, they're spreading themselves so thin. I mean, if you look at the UK sales charts for just this year, this actual year, not fiscal, they're doing terrible. They have been at the bottom of the sales charts. They have next to no exclusives.
Talk
And
about
That's why
there's-
everybody went PlayStation.
hold on, hold on there, because their
What?
fiscal year, they ended.
If you go look,
of 18,
I'm talking this numerical
we're
year.
we're only in Q1, right? Q1.
No,
But they've been every week. They have been at the bottom of the charts.
Well, Q1 is the record lowest for every gaming industry ever, right? That's just Q1's just terrible. Q2, at the end of Q2, when we hit month 7 and we're in Q3, look at the numbers again and then tell
Well,
me.
and
Because
also if you go look at Q4 last year, they're still below everybody.
No, they weren't.
Yeah, they were.
Here-
They were below PlayStation. They were below Switch.
No. Not on profit. On revenue, not on profit. Profit.
Here's
I'm
something
talking
I was-
sales numbers. I'm
Yeah.
talking sales numbers.
Here's something
I'm
I
not
was
talking. What?
Go ahead, Matt.
No, go for it, man.
I had been talking about this with one of the guys at GameStop because he knows that I do the podcast, and he was asking if I knew about it. And his manager overheard the conversation. He's like, the rep from Nintendo was here and said there will be no Gears of War, no Xbox exclusives ever on the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah,
And at first, I was really bummed about this. But if we look back at Nintendo's history, until Nintendo's 100% lockdown, contracts are signed, everything, the ink is dry, they will deny it to the frickin' T. and they will tell all of their associates to do the same. You know, oh, this is not happening. This is not happening. We're not doing this. Oops, surprise, we're doing that. I'm wondering if they really are planning to give Microsoft a shot at the handheld market by partnering, and they're just being real coy about it until the ink's dry on the contract. Let's not forget how bad it was when Sony and Nintendo tried to partner up once before, and that was Nintendo's fault, and they screwed it up bad, but they paid a big price for screwing it up.
Well, also, it made me think of Nintendo's online isn't the strongest right now.
Nope.
So what if it's kind of like a win-win? It's like, hey, you know, you can help us get some income right now, and we know we can share some stuff.
We can help you with your online game.
Yeah.
It just makes me think that if Nintendo and Microsoft partner, like legit partner up, you know, swap games, stuff like that, to more or less give Nintendo the boost online, you know, their services, their sales, stuff like that. While Microsoft gets oh, hey, we partnered up with the people who'd never partner up. Where does that leave Sony and then other companies, you know?
Well, if you haven't heard, Sony's actually branched out a little bit. The quote-unquote David Cage games, like Detroit Become Human and Heavy Rain, are going to PC.
Yep.
Okay.
And
Well,
that's
they're
kinda-
gonna have to, right?
Not quite sure.
A
if they
good
have to.
majority of PlayStation games should go to PC, if you ask me, but
So-
that's my opinion.
Well,
Exclusives?
well, think of this: if Google comes into play, you think those developers are still going to stay with Sony solely? You don't think Google would offer them more?
I
You're
don't
gonna see
think
some
anyone's
real-
gonna stay with anybody.
You're going to see some real stiff competition coming here soon, and I think Microsoft and Nintendo are smart because they're defending themselves basically. Microsoft's got the infrastructure, they've got the money, and they've got the backup. Right? What does Microsoft have that Sony doesn't? Right off the bat, that is instantly going to always support Microsoft's development.
They've got their own line of PCs already.
Well, so they've got the PC market, but that's separate. You know, that's not going away. Mixer, a direct competitor with Twitch, went from 10 million to 20 million subscribers within a 6-month period. And that's owned by Microsoft. That is a Microsoft product. And it is going head to head and actually sticking it out. It's actually working.
Yeah, I think it's actually better for the community too, because like from what I've heard, like you can go on like the main page, and it will go for, like small streamers mostly. It won't give you the like top streamer.
That was their big thing when Mixer came out. Is they said, "Hey, if you're not getting attention on Twitch, come to us. We don't care about the big guys. The big guys are going to make their money the way they make their money, but we're going to focus on you."
Yeah, and that's the thing. Is like, Twitch is like, hey, you know, if you're making $1 million in Twitch, why are you going to switch from that?
Right.
See, but I think it would be a smart merger, because what you're going to have is Microsoft has no hand at all in the handheld market. Sony has pulled completely out of the handheld market. They killed the Vita because they mismanaged it so horribly.
Yeah.
And so if Microsoft can get in there and go, look, we've got a hand in the handheld market. Yeah, we didn't make the handheld, but our games are on. That's a step in a direction that Sony doesn't have. And then on top of it, Microsoft perfected the online gaming. Let's be honest, before the Xbox, online gaming was kind of a thing, but Xbox is what made online gaming online.
Well, they just provided their robust infrastructure that was already enterprise, and they
Right.
offered it to the gaming system. And you do not work in enterprise unless you work with Microsoft products. So they're always going to have that advantage.
But
You're
what
not
I'm
going to be
saying
able to
is,
run a server off of anything
Ni-
else.
Nintendo's got to be realizing if they want to be taken seriously as a console developer, they've got to up their online.
Hmm.
And I know why they're gun shy. They were trying really, really hard when the DSs came out to work with the online, and MSNBC made them so gun shy because they called it a pedophile playground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And ever since that article went out, Nintendo has run from online play, online communication. And I think with them partnering with Microsoft, they get the perks of working with Microsoft, who has that infrastructure sitting there.
Mhm.
Microsoft gets to say, look, we're in the handheld market with a handheld company you trust.
Well, that
So-
and they have a robust cybersecurity firm that's already proven to be able to defend its customers against those attacks.
Well, that, and if you look at it, we're at the end of the current console cycle. Everyone's talking next gen, next gen, next gen. So more than likely, E3 this year is going to show us some. But if you look at Sony lately, they have been taking so many missteps. I mean, Devil May Cry 5, there's censorship out the ass when it comes to PlayStation.
What?
I didn't enjoy
Oh,
the demo
you haven't-
either.
They censored
You-
PlayStation version?
Oh, you need to Google that right now. Because
I
it's
did not
very
enjoy the
blatant.
demo. I deleted that.
Um,
Wow.
they've been so hard against cross-platform that it's not even funny, even if they say they are protecting the kids. I mean,
Yeah,
at
which
this,
is a joke.
It's not a good reason to be against it that way.
Well, it's a joke. I mean, they can say that all they want, but the Sony platform has been attacked and broken so many times. They've proven time and time again that they didn't give a shit about the actual infrastructure. They did as what they could to immediately get it done. There were no fail safes.
No, does anybody remember when Sony got hacked so bad, they ended up paying out whatever false charges were on the card. You got $50 put in your wallet on Sony plus 3 free games and a year of LifeLock.
yep,
Yeah, I was
I
working
was
at
a member
GameStop when
back
that
then. I
happened.
got all that shit.
Yeah,
me too.
I was an assistant manager at GameStop when that shit happened. You're talking about the one where they lost, what was it?
It was like-
700,000 member credit cards were
Yep.
stolen.
Yep.
Yeah, I was working at GameStop that time. That was
I remember
hysterical.
getting my free games. I remember getting my money and all that.
I never
I was
sold
gonna
so
say,
many
and their
Xboxes.
deal was if you don't sue us, we will
Yeah.
pay whatever fraudulent charges hit your card. You get $50 in your wallet to spend in the eShop in one of 3 free games that won't count against what we're giving you for the money. And
The
all
funny
you have to
thing
do
was,
is agree
too,
not to sue.
I was only on PSP at that point. I didn't have a PlayStation 3, and I immediately went out and got an Xbox.
Yeah, I
So,
sold a lot
yeah.
of Xboxes that day.
But no, I mean, PlayStation has reverted back to the way Nintendo was at the beginning of the DS cycle. It is trying to be like, no, we don't want to do this with other people and stuff like that. We don't want to worry our parents of the kids and stuff like, and it's like, no, these are falsehoods, and you don't want to do it because you do not know how to do it or think that it benefits you in any way.
Yeah,
Whereas
they
in
don't
every
need to do it right.
everybody is so on board with this that you can go on a Switch, play a good majority of stuff with people on PC or Xbox.
I feel like the biggest issue is that Sony spent so long clawing their way to the top of the shit heap, and now that they're there, they're worried about having to share anything with anybody, and what all they're doing is screwing themselves back down to the bottom.
Yeah,
Well, that-
Sony
Yeah.
is the Verizon of the gaming industry.
Well, you also got to think what does Sony have that none of the other consoles right now have right now.
And the only thing there is they have some exclusives.
Well,
And that's not a really valid point anymore.
they've got a console exclusive VR as well.
Yeah.
That's actually decent. So they might be just working on that a little bit more too.
Yeah, but they would notice how much the industry is changing even while they're working on their VR. And the industry is moving leaps and bounds ahead of them right now, and they are not going to be able to catch up if they don't start acting on it.
What is that? That's the thing too. Should they react like Walmart did, or should they just hold their cards until they're having their conference? Like,
I think they're
Oh,
going
speaking
to
of conference,
before
sorry
it.
to interrupt, just quick. Speaking of conference, March 25th, the PlayStation Expo conference is going to be live streamed. That is their place for E3 this year.
Nice.
Well, that'll be
So-
interesting. Hopefully, we can get some answers. But I really feel like whoever said it earlier, hit the nail on the head. They've gone so far to the top that now they feel like they're untouchable. They
And
they
that's not
truly
the case.
believe no, exactly. They truly believe that their users are not going to go elsewhere once that hill has been, crossed over. I think people are going to
No,
get wise later on.
I'm even considering being like, you know what, with all this next gen talk, I have to see what they're going to do with PlayStation 5. Because if the only thing they can offer me is backwards compatibility and no new features besides that, I'm
So
going
why
to
would I
have
even
to
buy
switch.
a new console?
Well, what's their
Yeah.
incentive? What's their incentive to do that, right? Because everybody bought the PS4, and that's all that shit was.
Mm-hmm.
Remember? I
Well,
mean,
not just that, but they're not
ridiculous.
if they don't tote the crossplay, tote the friendly mergers and stuff like that with games from other companies, or even be like, okay, we're doing more PC integration on top of the crossplay and everything. I mean, straight up crossplay, more integration with other companies, and this freaking censorship they recently started doing. And yes, there has been a lot of it. If they don't stop that, there's no reason to get a PlayStation 5.
Well, you got to remember, gamers are catty, fickle bitches, and
Yes, I am.
We will jump ship to whatever seems like is going to be the best option. Now, PlayStation managed to piss off the least amount of gamers last time around,
Mhm.
and it honestly, had Xbox not mismanaged their supposedly perfect features so poorly that fans just rallied around PlayStation because screw Xbox, I don't even know if they'd be as far ahead in the running as they are.
Yeah, but that's bullshit though, because that's such a media push. Say that was Sony puffing their chest and Sony users puffing their chest. The numbers didn't match up. When that whole bullshit fiasco was going on, you can see it. The Xbox Live subscriptions skyrocketed from those times, and the sales were there. It's bullshit. You didn't get people leaving Xbox to go to Sony. The Xbox guys stayed. The Sony guys stayed. The Sony guys are just louder. That's all it is.
Well, I know nobody left Xbox in the last generation, but moving forward, when it came time to pick a new console, Xbox lost a lot of supporters over to Sony.
They lost me, that's for damn sure.
That whole everybody ran out and bought a PlayStation because PlayStation was better. No, nobody. PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, that announcement didn't change shit. But the fact that PlayStation got the better exclusives this gen, and the fact that they didn't demand total online and DRM protection the way Microsoft was talking, bought them a lot of goodwill. And when people went shopping for the new console, they remembered that.
I don't know. I don't see it because the numbers didn't equate to that. None of the values, the actual values that came out of that, led to it. We kept hearing it. Oh, everybody's mad. Everybody's mad. Yeah, they got pissed off at that dipshit executive who didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. But you know what? They came out right afterwards and fixed themselves.
Yeah, but
I have friends that were dedicated Xbox fanboys that wouldn't touch a PlayStation if you paid them and bought them a hooker, that went out and bought PlayStations for this generation simply for the fact that it had the better exclusives.
well,
Oh,
and the reason I made the switch, I was huge Xbox, by the way, just huge till about 2013, 2014, when I was like, okay, I gotta get off of this. More or less, my switch was due to what am I playing? Oh, I play a lot of fighting games. Where can I play that from and have a better player base? It's all on PlayStation.
Right.
So, and I was getting really sick of the Screechers and the Frat Boys, which was mainly all Xbox.
It did seem like the PlayStation had the more adult player base.
Yeah.
now that's bullshit. Come on.
Okay,
I am
adult
not gonna
past
sit here-
college. Adult past college.
I am not going to sit here and tell you that there's not been a Screecher, or I'm going to bang your mother, or I'm going to come to your house and slit your throat on PlayStation, because we've encountered it on every system. What I'm saying is I can distinctly remember, because I've run both systems for just about every gen. I've always had both a PlayStation and an Xbox, and I can tell you there are games that I preferred to play on PlayStation simply because the online environment in that game was a lot less toxic for the exact same game.
So, would you keep the same thought process when Sony comes out and releases their next console, right? Or releases the specs for their next console, and again, they've decided to shortchange the hardware. What's your opinion there? Because they've done it every year. They've gone to the links that they have to go to, but they've never said, let's innovate. Past VR, I'll give you PSVR. Whoever was the executive sitting in on that one and thinking, hey, we got to get in on this was smart. Because
Well, that's
it was a good
just
platform.
it too. Is with Stadia coming up, Switch and Nintendo becoming a lot more relevant when it comes to consoles. We have now more of a choice than we ever had before. So it's like, do I want to go Stadia? Do I want to go Switch? Do I want to go Microsoft and Switch? Do I want to go straight Microsoft? Do I want to go Sony and no one else? And really, that's how I believe people should be looking at it. Does this console integrate well with these people? No. Do they even want to try to? No. Do these guys have the games I play and the community I want to be a part of? Maybe, but maybe not. Looking at stuff more objectively than ever now. And you can, because a lot of the communities, they have their online stuff. A lot of the specs are online for you straight to look at. A lot of the partnerships, mergers, company loyalties, all that are all listed online now. I mean, we are at the information highway right now, looking in and being like, okay, I want to hop on this bus because this is where I want to go. Whereas in beginning of PS4, Microsoft One, Xbox One, whatever the fuck it's called, at the beginning of that, internet, as much as all y'all whippersnappers may not realize, was still developing. It's still developing, but we're faster, quicker, and better than we ever had before once you weed through all the bullshit. So you can go on stuff like straight up Engadget, Destructoid, stuff like that, be like, okay, what is the news this week that I need to follow so that I can make relative decisions to my purchases? You know?
I will be honest, up until this generation, in terms of who I went with, I always went with Sony. Sony was the first console, PlayStation 2 was the first console I bought with my own money. It wasn't, oh, this is for Christmas for you. That was my console, mine. And I've kind of been loyal to Sony ever since. But at the same time, I was always buying Xbox because, well, Sony had games I wanted to play and I was nostalgically tied to it. A lot of my friends were more into the Xbox community, and a lot of them have jumped ship to Sony. But back in the day, if I wanted to play with my friends, and it would be weird because it would be to a point I have a gold account on Xbox just so that I could chat. And I'd be playing Skyrim, same as everybody else, but they're playing on the Xbox, I'm playing on the PlayStation, and I simply have my Xbox controller plugged in and my headset running through that so that I can still be part of the game. So for the longest time, my attachment to Xbox was where my community of IRL friends that I wanted to talk to and be able to game with and talk about gaming. These were the people I knew in real life. This was the system they preferred, and I had gone the other way.
Well, with me, I think mine was more of a economic choice because I was working at GameStop at the time, and all the time people come in there and say, "What do you have? What's your pick of console to have?" And like I would break it down because at that point in time, Xbox 360 didn't have built-in Wi-Fi. And at that point in time, that was the thing to have because, you can't really grab that from anywhere.
You didn't have to buy the $100 dongle.
Yeah. And
That
so,
frickin' dongle.
I actually still have one in my house right now.
Hey, those bad boys are powerful. Those antennas are actually really nice.
Yeah. But going back to the point, it was like, yeah, mine was more like, where's your more money going to be at? Yes, I was into playing Halo and Gears of War and stuff like that, but like I told a lot of people, like, look, built-in Wi-Fi and Blu-ray, it's going to be your PlayStation. And even now with the more details about the discless Xbox S, I look at it as like, yeah, I could see myself buying it if there was something worth getting an exclusive on Xbox for.
Well, I think they're using that system to really fish out the market, right? Because whatever they're doing with Nintendo, I think is honestly what that's for. Because the new Xbox is not going to be that route. They've already.
You don't think so?
No, they've already said it. They may give you a version again for the peoples and then make it cheaper. Because honestly, you save space and component prices because you don't have to put a freaking disk drive in there. I mean, no people in the face of the planet that buys a desktop anymore says, "Oh shit, I forgot to go get a DVD CD fucking writer." It's all digital.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I haven't had one for freaking 4 years.
Speaking of which, I might go grab my little old Walmart CD holder and install Devil May Cry 3 in my PC. But
oh god, Devil May Cry 3.
I'd never got to play it because it never worked with my other computer. I played the first and second one, and that was it.
You know what? Devil May Cry 3 is free on... What platform is it? It's free on something. I have something around here that's free on. It's free on NVIDIA Shield.
But you have to have that graphic card in your...
No, it's the NVIDIA Shield, so it's the little external thing that NVIDIA sold.
Oh.
Gotcha.
Still sells. It's like, I think it's like, how much is it on? $100 without the controller? The Shield?
I think it's 80 without the controller, 120 with it.
Yeah, that's right. And literally every single Black Friday, they're like $10.
Yeah, if that.
Yep.
I'm really sad, honestly. I wanted to see the Steam machines do better.
I think it did good. They did what they said they were going to do with it.
No, I
don't
don't
think-
mean them work better. I mean, I wanted to see them take more of the market. I think that
Oh yeah, I agree.
it would have been
You
nice.
wanna-
And if I could have got it down to a price where I could justify it, where it didn't cost more than the other consoles I had, I'd play my Steam games on the TV. I have a
You
Steam
want to talk
account.
about stealing markets? Fucking Epic Games gaming store or whatever. Oh my god.
Ugh. I hate
Yeah,
that
they just stole the new Obsidian game.
I hate their game store platform though. I do not like the way it's laid out.
The only
I'm
thing,
also
no.
salty.
Well, that-
the only thing I like about Epic
And
right now is that you can get Unreal Championship for free.
Yeah.
oh,
Well, I'm just salty as shit because now I have to have yet another
Launcher.
frickin' launcher. Yeah. You know, with my Steam that's filled with hundreds and hundreds of games from the beginning of time.
And now,
And then now I gotta fucking I got you
on top of
play.
your Origins,
Yeah, I got fucking Origin. I got that Google shit coming up.
no, you don't need that. You can use your Chrome browser.
That's right, I can't. Well, actually, I can use my NVIDIA Shield. It's got Chrome built into it.
you know, my last point about Stadia, that controller, they better build that out of good stuff because to me that just looked hella flimsy.
Well, you never know until it ships.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll be honest though, and there are still people that do it, but you have to realize that Xbox and Microsoft, and then Sony and PlayStation have sort of set a standard where fans expect a certain
Style.
Je ne sais quoi.
style and a certain feel of a
Mhm.
controller in their hands, and you're not willing to just grab that cheap, shitty feeling controller anymore. You know, back in the Mad Catz days, and we all remember those.
I actually have one. Still.
You want that nice, solid, good piece of tech in your hand that feels right.
Well,
Just the right amount of weight. Yep.
well, like
You want
I
to have
was
just the
listening-
right amount of weight. It needs to be ergonomic, where the thumbsticks are comfortably placed, the face
Yeah.
button comfortably
Yeah.
placed.
And that's like something else is like there's been a standard for controllers, and like everybody's like swayed between the offset thumbsticks versus like the PlayStations right next to each other. But like,
Right.
when you remember the first the difference between Xbox and PlayStation, what was the difference?
Talking about the Duke?
No,
So
the
basically, the
controller.
Yeah.
size.
Ooh.
Yeah, no, you're talking about the original controller, the Xbox original controller.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's the Duke.
you had the black and white buttons
Yeah, yep.
off to the side, and then
Bottom right hand corner.
then they
Which-
upgraded to
About half a
first.
mile away was the first thumbstick. Yeah, we know.
Yeah, that's why
Which
everybody
the black
loved the
and white
mini.
buttons did.
Yeah, the updated version.
Yeah,
Remind
I-
me, the black and white buttons did what the top shoulder buttons do now, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. That's what became the shoulder buttons because that was the one flaw of the Duke. I like the Duke because I got big ass hands.
And
Yeah.
can we all just
They
stop
fit
for a
comfy.
second, talk about the GameCube controller?
Oh, fuck off.
You know, the thing is, I didn't hate the GameCube controller, and you really have to give it to Nintendo because Nintendo did try to innovate.
but they're
Oh,
still
yeah.
using it. People love it still.
Yeah,
especially.
it's got a niche.
And then look at the Switch. They made a new GameCube controller for Switch.
Yep.
They did.
They made a Super Nintendo controller, yes.
No, I mean you got a
No, no.
GameCube, you got a regular.
They actually
controller.
re-released the GameCube controller
Yeah.
for the Switch. The
Well,
actual
fighting
setup
games,
and
that's
layout.
like the go-to, isn't it?
Yeah,
from
for
my
like, especially
understanding.
the
For
Smash Bros.
Smash. For
Yeah.
Smash. Do not bring that shit to a Tekken tournament because I will wreck you.
Yeah, well, no shit. So how about why is the Google Stadia a love child between the Xbox and the PlayStation? it's got the ergonomics of the Xbox controller minus the dip and the aggravated angle, but it's got generally the layout of the two.
Maybe to
I
like,
think I think
appeal
they
to
just
both,
messed what works.
or maybe to
Yeah,
appeal to both.
but it still can't feel
Yeah.
cheap.
Yeah.
Well, because it's been, tested time and time again, but the Xbox controller wins when it comes to comfort and layout. Not saying for everybody, but for when they did, what was it? Who did the last review where they polled a shit ton of gamers?
IGN.
Ugh.
E3. Was it IGN that did it? Whoever
They're
it was,
usually
but
the-
Xbox.
IGN usually does one every single year to see who prefers what kind of controller.
Yeah, but like Xbox fucking crushed it, except for the Duke. The Duke did not crush it. It tanked terribly, but they did amazing for them. And
John, be
Frank-
quiet. We're having fun.
Right.
Just giving you guys an update. That's all.
But yeah, so it's like, I don't know. I hate this kind of thing because they know they see what works, and I know why they did it, because I think they are trying to bridge that gap. I think somebody mentioned it earlier, between the two, because this is the third option. But I want to see something really original out of this. If you're making Stadia is a big statement, right? Give me
Yeah.
hardware that's a statement as well.
Well, I'm just
I'm-
wondering
Well, they did.
if they're going to keep
Go
the
for it.
same color concept, because how fast are you going to get that white controller dirty?
You know what? The white one that came with the white edition Xbox One, if they use the same material, I didn't have any issues.
I was gonna say my
Yeah,
white Xbox
what are you
One
doing?
controller stays clean.
Well, it's just
What are
like
you doing with controllers, man? I mean, come on.
I mean, just like coming home from work, maybe not taking a shower, and like I had the white PlayStation controller, and I kind of just got like a little off white.
So, I had the white edition Xbox and white edition Xbox One controller when in 2015, 2016 for my so it was 2 months in Fort Hood, and then my entire deployment. That sumbitch was crispy white clean. I don't know what material they're using, what plastic, but Xbox has got it right.
I think
when
I'm
it
gonna
comes
have
to the
an
plastic.
evil moment in this game.
Are you about to
Uh-oh.
murk the shit out of somebody?
Well, this guy's like, "Hey, partner, you want to come in and have some food?" I was like, "Yeah, let's just throw a dynamite in his house."
Do it.
You
Yep.
won't stab him.
No, because I think I remember hearing about this guy. He like drugs you, or hits you with the frying pan and tries to loot you.
Well, now he does.
Oh god, battlegrounds.
But no, I just threw. He was like, "Hey, come inside. I'll feed you." And like, yeah, I just threw a stick of dynamite in there.
Yeah, he's fucking
and he
flying.
just like when it exploded, he came out the front door.
Came fly. He was
Yeah.
sitting there waiting for you.
Yeah, he just like, "Hey, partner," and it's like, yeah, kaboom. Yeah.
All right, so like last week, I'm just going to do a quick rundown of certain stuff. First one I put on the docket this week was actually the Sekiro Confusion. A lot of people are comparing it to a Dark Souls game, whereas in From Software has actually come out and said they want it to be more of a Tenchu successor. So in case you guys are wondering why it's so easy, that's why.
Oh. So like
yeah.
the games that we've been talking about, wishing that was a remaster.
Yep. So, and Disney has revived Lucasfilms. It is confirmed now.
Yes. Yes.
So, everyone's just
Lucasfilm
awaiting-
Gaming.
Yes, they're gaming.
Everyone is just awaiting them to rescind the EA Star Wars license.
So they have. Actually,
They have?
Yes, they announced that yesterday.
Oh, thank God.
And already the Lucasfilm Games teams, because at first it was thought that they were just going to bring back one team. They brought back all the teams. They've got 4 games on their docket right now.
Oh, that's right. Ain't they doing Knights of the Old Republic again?
They are. It's rumored. Now we haven't. So
I heard that
here's-
was getting a TV show too.
Yeah, so
It
that's
is.
the first thing. So, but with that, and here's why people are so excited, is that they pulled the project that was being worked on by EA or one of EA's subsidiaries. They pulled the project, which was a open world RPG Star Wars, right? And that's all we quote unquote knew about it. So
Mhm.
a week after that announcement, they announced Lucasfilm Games coming back. So it's what with the timeline that they're currently going, I think in a month we're going to see some more come to light. Maybe not all the projects will get greenlit, but I'm thinking that RPG they canceled, that open world RPG, which would only make sense because they did announce the era, would make sense that it would be the next KOTOR.
Well, and let's just put it out there. How much money did EA waste half developing a game and be like, nah, we're going to scrap it, and then doing it again and then scrapping it? I mean,
Right,
how
and
much
that's
money
why
was that?
That's why they tanked so many of the companies that they bought out or merged with, because they would make those decisions and then have to fire people because these guys would work for like a year. And what was it? There was one platform where they fired a development team that had been working on a project for over a year. It was like a year and 2 months. And then these guys got tanked because the executives decided, oh, we don't want to do it for whatever reason.
Yeah, so Disney's finally had enough of their bullshit.
Thank God.
Well, I was
And then-
thinking about it lately. It's like, hey, what would you enjoy a Star Wars based game with a time frame that had a time frame mechanic that was kind of like World of Warcraft?
World of Warcraft?
Yeah.
So what do you mean?
So basically, you make your own Jedi, whatever, and then
Yeah.
you have like the 3 different time frames, and like each time frame, you like say one time frame is 10 years, the second one's 20 years, and the third one's like you're a grandmaster, and you have different abilities that like improve.
Oh, yeah.
And you can keep on going back to those time frames, like in the universe,
Yeah, I get what you're talking about.
and then like
Well-
just like World of Warcraft, where you're just running around with a group, like, and like dungeon crawling.
I think it'd be cool, but I almost want to say that would be too much. And
Yeah.
why I would say too much is because not too much, because if it was done successfully, I think it'd be great. However, I want there to be
That's-
so little margin of error that they need to do a classic. They need to re-up something the fans have been waiting for. And
not to mention, that'd be thousands upon thousands of years.
Well, not only that, but it's also another dungeon crawler, and I think we're getting away from that.
I
Right.
want to see one where they actually focus on the Jedi.
well,
The Greys, yeah.
I think that's almost
Well, yeah,
too far
basically
back,
that's-
though, because
that's
then you're
what they
talking
were.
packs. You're talking
The
packs.
The Jedi were pre-Sith, pre-Jedi. In fact, the Jedi and the Sith formed.
Oh, yeah, I
out of the
remember
fact
talking
that they
about
couldn't
this.
agree which side was better and which side was more powerful, so they split, and then you had the Jedi and the Sith. And originally, they were just the Jedi.
Well, remember, the Sith weren't the Sith when they first split. Those that
Well,
had
no.
fallen and gone to Korriban.
What they
landed.
were was the White Force and the Dark Force users. The Sith
No,
actually, the title Sith actually came from a culture that had died out in the Star Wars universe, and it essentially equated to warlord or
Yeah, Sith
King.
Lords.
All
Sith
right, you
Lords
nerds.
Sith Lords were the warlords of Korriban. So the Grey Knights. Well, at this point in time, this was thousands of years after, but the actual Jedi, when they first split, and you had the Dark or the Fallen Knights, they were the initiators of the Sith, but the Sith followed even further after that. What was it, 200 years after the
yeah,
first Sith Lord?
before Darth Bane
Shut up,
actually
John.
declared
Let
what
them
the
be.
Sith was going to be.
Yep.
Which hell,
and
I would take a game about Darth Bane.
Let's talk
And,
about the remaster or another sequel to Republic Commando.
Oh hell yeah!
Okay, stop. In our last little bit that we're gonna discuss is John's favorite thing. The Simpsons did a League of Legends episode.
Well,
Simpsons did it.
it's not based like that's not the reason why I want to talk about it. And it's more or less that still there's some people that are like you get paid to play video games, and
Mm-hmm.
like even
Simpsons did it.
yeah, which come on, they're eventually gonna do it. But I haven't seen Simpsons in like years. But like I was at work on Tuesday for a meeting, and they were like just so angry about how much a baseball player got paid. I was like, look, there's a video game player that got paid what $1 million for 14 days.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you complaining about some baseball player that's like not even guaranteed this money? They're like,
Right.
they looked at me. It's like, what do you mean? It's like one person got paid $1 million to play a video game for 14 days.
At least the
Yeah.
baseball player is going to play what, 4 months minimum?
Well, then he's gonna practice.
And
the
that's
rest of the
if he
time.
fulfills his contract.
Well,
Right.
I mean, shit. There's Twitch streamers out there. There's a majority of them that make more than the average professional baseball player. Now, you're not talking the big league guys like, an Alex Bregman or something like that. But some of these dudes who are just starting out, shit, they're making pennies compared to some fucking 18-year-old kid.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Anybody want to talk about what PewDiePie makes compared to a baseball player?
Oh,
No.
shut up.
Fuck.
Let's not even breed that up.
well, that's the thing is that he's like, I think he's going to get really messed up here soon because of like all the scandals he's a part of, which I don't even watch the guy. But like that's the reason why EA went with Ninja. He's still a neutral, like
Yeah.
family name, and he's basically the forefront faceman of streaming. But like
Yeah.
somebody I heard like he doesn't even want to play with female gamers because he doesn't want there to be a possibility of a rumor that he's cheating on his wife.
Right. I don't know. I think it's gonna. I don't think it's gonna affect him for long. I think it is gonna affect him, but he's gonna keep making his money. If he was smart, what he would do, what I would do. Now, if any of you fuckers take this idea from me, but what I would do is if I was one of those streamers, you need to start a goddamn production company and take young streamers under your wing. And that's how you should make money. Make a contract up, get a percentage of their intake. 1, 2, up to 4%, something minuscule, but you get enough of them. That's where he should go. Because you're going to get
We
to
just-
the age where you're either no longer relevant or, you're just not as good as the younger guys, so you're going to start getting passed up.
We discussed a model like this last week, though, because we were talking about Philip DeFranco on YouTube and the fact that he has on several occasions started the SourceFed channel and tried to give them a leg up and basically loaned his name to them so that they could get viewership. And every single time this poor guy loans his name to a channel, a freaking scandal hits it and it blows up in his face. And he finally got to the point he's like, I'm not doing it no more.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to lend your name to it. You want to use it like an actual business practice and be a silent partner.
And speaking
Yeah.
of which,
Yeah,
All right,
to
so
last week's-
as I'm filling out
I want
filling
to
out this new.
go back.
God damn it, Jeff.
Yeah, hey, no, this is something that y'all hit me on. Is that I said a remark, and what I was going for is like quote retired personalities, not wash-ups.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That's what you were talking about.
Yeah.
Anyway, as I'm filling out this new business NDA form, what would you call that? Just
Eat Me LLC.
Oh, I talk about Carl Smallwood a lot on this channel, the Fact Fiend guy. No, he literally, as his business name, put on their Big Cock Industries. So that every time some of the big wigs who want to give him like these crappy partnership deals or something like that, they have to actually call up and say that business name. It's just that little bit of evil that feels so good, you know?
It's just good business.
Yeah.
And you know what? Gimmicks like that get people talking, so it's free advertisement.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'll talk about him. I'll talk about Anna News. I'll talk about Phil DeFranco. You know, all them guys till the day runs out, just because they produce good content.
Not only
And that's
that,
what
but
we
they
like
were
to
all
do here on
trendsetters.
the podcast.
They were all pioneers in what they do.
Yeah. By the way, if you haven't heard of Fact Fiend, go check it out. It's freaking amazing, and it's
Well,
funny
that's
as
what
hell.
you have to do lately. Is like you have to be like edgy or have something new to even be noticed.
Yeah, everyone
DeFranco
has
was
to
one
have
of the
some
first YouTubers to actually be able to pay himself a salary and not have to work a quote real job because his YouTube channel became his job. And he's a multimillionaire now, right, over this? I
Yeah.
wanna say.
Most of it just gets reinvested, but yeah, his net value is in the millions.
What's cool is it shows that everybody can still do it. You know, even if you're hesitant, everyone
Well, if
still has a
YouTube don't
shot.
fuck you over, sure.
Well, yeah, if YouTube
And-
doesn't fuck
and
you
he
over, but you have other
started-
options.
Well, if somebody can
He
figure
lucked
out how to
out.
use the editor.
He
Shut up.
started at the right time. He was a piss-ass teenager just creating stupid content. And he started at the right time. He got lucky and got featured. His numbers got higher, and that was right back when everyone's, oh my God, you know, Google will send you $100 check if you get enough people to look at your video.
Right.
And
I mean, he partnered with Discovery till he couldn't really do much of what he wanted anymore.
Yeah, I saw you almost hit that tree.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I almost did.
Georgia Jungle.
But in
But-
all fairness, I was gonna say it's 11:08 and we've been at this for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. So pretty much, thanks everyone for watching. We went a little long, but we also had a very good discussion.
And a good time.
Well, I had to deal with you guys again, so we'll call it what it is.
Hey, it could be worse.
Yeah, it could be. I could be working a legit job.
To be fair, our discussion this time was at least on the damn docket.
Yeah. Hey, look at that, people.
Right?
So we're
Quit bitching
making
to me.
progress.
Even though, like, today I was up at like 5 a.m. been working, and probably Jay too.
I did my
should've
full
been.
shift at the depot and then moved on.
Had to deal with my ex. That's a bonus.
And if you guys think I've been random tonight, just wait till next week. It's spring break and my kid's home all week, so sorry.
You gonna give him some sour?
Don't fucking tempt me, dude.
That'll be something I'll pay for.
Well, my gummies are $10 per 5 gummies, so no.
Well, how about you have one and he have one and see who can last longer?
He will, because he's used to shit.
Oh, but thank you guys a lot for coming, tuning in, listening to us. And as you may saw on Facebook, is that we're able to be on Google Play Store now. So I get all the
Yes.
past episodes up, and this one is up as soon as I can, even though this might take a little bit of time because it is 2 hours long. But we will be on there, and I'm
Also,
still trying to figure out iTunes because it is a massive, we need this exactly this way, or we're not going to let you on.
I have to say it because the title was mine and it's one of my favorite quotes, and that is, get that bitch a cannon.
Yep.
Bitches love cannons.
Yep. Until next week, guys, I appreciate you coming by, and thank you, Rob, for filling in last minute for our special guest.
Yes, thank you, Rob.
Yep.
It's always a pleasure to
Not
have
being
you
here,
guys,
guys.
and I do thank Jay and Mike for coming in as always.
Go to bed.
Yep, go to bed. I gotta
Friggin' A.
going to St. Augustine tomorrow, guys. Ugh.
Oh
Have
no,
fun.
someone gets to travel. Go to bed.
Yeah, go on the beach, right?
Oh, you shithead.
Have a good night, guys.
Good night.
Peace.